Hi, everyone. It's Jennifer Bro, and I'm your luxury travel guru and your travel bestie. You know, all week, every week, we talk travel tips, luxury locations, and the best wanderlust experiences. Sorry about that. We're having a little internet connection. And down in Florida, we've had some storms lately. So I was talking about the blogs and what information is in the blogs to help you live your best wanderlust life. Now, in there again is about exotic locations. It talks some travel tips, for example, for you, and day trips, and so much more. So they've been up there, and you can go back and are looking for the specific title, or I hope that you find more information that will help you. Now, you just missed my recent travel influencer live event. And we have several upcoming events. So I'd love to say hello to you in person and books. Yes, travel bags. Last year I wrote a book. We're talking plural. But this year I have a book coming out called Everyone Deserves to Travel. But it's an on my website called The Ultimate Top 10 Travel Tips. I know. So inside that little ebook is called I have a packing list, and it's several pages, and there's also notes so that you can use it for every time that you travel. Now let's talk social, shall we? And I'm not talking just toasting to the day. I'm talking about my socials, and you don't want to miss a thing. Now, tonight, you're joining me on Instagram, and thank you for that. And I'm also having this live streamed on Facebook. So there's my name at the bottom. You can see my mom said I was special, so she had to spell my name with just one N. And my last name's pronounced bro, like what's up, bro, or yo, bro. And a funny little story about that. When I was meeting my husband for the first time, I thought he was really popular. Yes, everybody was saying, "Hey, bro, what's up, bro?" Just like I did now. And I didn't know it was his name. I just thought he was popular. So now it's been my name for over 3 decades. So my website is iamjenniferbro.com. And then that's where you'll find my socials on both Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. So I'm just starting my YouTube, but you can find this recording when we're done back on YouTube or both socials. So I hope that you follow me continuously. You can also find my travel socials, JB Travel Pros. So JB for Jennifer Bro, and then Travel Pros. So if you want to follow various destinations, this month, the month of April, I am talking all things Paris. And I know that sounds a whole month dedicated to Paris, but listen, we have a lot to cover for that beautiful city. So pop on over there. Make sure you like, comment, and share all things Paris this month, so you can live vicariously, and hopefully you can always plan a trip there too for Paris. Now, we talked about events. I do have some fabulous events coming up. I have a mom chat this month. This month is Autism Awareness and Acceptance Month. So I am having a Bridging the Gap session. This will be my second year doing Bridging the Gap, and that's going to be April 20th, and that's online. And I have a Eventbrite already set up. So whether you live in North Dakota, whether you live out in Utah, if you live in Canada, you can even follow us because it is online this year. So that makes it easier for everybody wherever you live to participate, to listen. And I'm also going to have an individualized education plan, an IEP advocate on there, because I find that information invaluable. Everybody, even myself, who I've had, my oldest is 16. So I've been doing this a long time, and he will be on there. And then I have a panel of moms that also plan travel. So they're travel agents, but they also have this niche that helps the neurodivergent. So I hope you can join us on April 20th. And then I have some exciting news too. I'll be in Macy's in West Shore Mall on May 4th, and also another date that I will announce in June. So I'd love to have you out there. We're going to have a little traveling passport, so you get to experience Macy's, travel along with your passport, get it stamped, and then come out and see me. I would love to have you, love to see you, and give you a little squeeze. So those are some events that are coming up. And then that is also my website where you can find all my socials, all my events that are coming up. And again, I would love to have you out there. Now, I would like to talk about the blog that I just released today, and it's called Travel is Possible, Autism Family Vacation Resources. So last week I tried to do a live, and I didn't know how to connect everything. So this has been a learning curve. I'm glad that you're sticking with me and standing by me. We're all learning something new every day, right? We learn something new every day. So usually the fourth week of every month, I write a Travel is Possible blog dedicated to the neurodivergent and helping families travel. You may or may not know that I have two sons that are on the autism spectrum. Usually most families that have a child with autism have another diagnosis. It might be ADHD. It might be OCD. It might be anxiety or depression. So between my two kids, they have other diagnoses, and some of them I just mentioned. It's different for both kids, and even with autism, it presents differently for both kids. And so that's the case. So I had this calling on my heart probably a year and a half ago, maybe a little bit longer, that I've been so fortunate in my life that I have a great team of doctors that has helped us along since we've been in having our children. And we've moved several times because both my husband and I have been in the military. And so every time you move, and maybe this is applied to you, or even if you've been in the same town and the doctors have not been great, you've had to find another one, right? Sometimes it's word of mouth, but it still doesn't fit the need for your family. Even if it was great for another family, it didn't work out for you. So we've had to restart several times. And even when we arrived in Florida, some of the doctors weren't great, and we've had to find another doctor. Or a doctor was great, but it was only good for that time period in your life, and your kids are growing up, or new diagnoses, or they've gotten better, but they still need something, right? So that's where my book, Travel is Possible, came along, because we wanted to travel. My husband and I loved to travel. And it wasn't just because of the military. I had wanted to travel since I was young. And that I had that bug. And even though we were of modest means, I remember our very first trip when I was 9 overseas, and that was, people laugh at me, it was Canada. So I grew up in Northeast Ohio, right on the Great Lakes. We were 5 minutes from the Northeast Pennsylvania border, and Buffalo was only a couple hours away. Same with Pittsburgh. But we got to go to Canada, and I got to wear my clogs at the time. So maybe I'm dating myself, and wear pantyhose, right? And have a fabulous dinner, and see all the sights. And before that, we had camping vacations. And after that, we had camping vacations. And then there's nothing wrong with camping. I loved camping. I love animals. So looking at the lizards, or catching them, or frogs, or seeing tadpoles. I mean, I love those things, and riding horses. So I loved doing those things. But I loved seeing Canada, and I loved the travel and the noise, the sounds around me of different languages, and the different food. It was a little bit different. And the people, just watching people, different people from me, experiencing the same thing I was experiencing. And if you're going to the falls, I don't know if you've ever heard of Maid of the Mist, but am I going in? Am I going out? Am I going in? Are we going to get under? Or are we going out? And you're feeling that spray on your face, and you're feeling and you're hearing the rush and the roar of the falls. So I knew that when my eldest was 9 and my youngest was 7, that I had wanted to gift them that same experience. But to get to that, we had to go through a lot of rough times, a lot, because my youngest, when we adopted him, he was nonverbal. And we suspect he had been kept in a crib for a long time, long periods of time. So how do you go from him not wanting to be in a confined space? How do you go from sensory averse? And when I say that, what I mean is, think about when you lay down tonight and you lay on your mattress. Think about the feel of that mattress, just the mattress first. Think about how the sheets feel on you. Think about the smell of your sheets. Now think about the pillow. And maybe all of you have at least traveled one time, even if it was to see relatives, okay? So you've seen relatives. It may have been in a hotel. It may have been at your relative's house, but you've all maybe visited somebody at one time. Think about the pillow. For me, it's always the pillow. So I always feel like my neck is like this, or my neck is like this. It's always the pillow for me. I don't know about for you all, but it's the pillow for me. So think about that. Think about how the pillow feels. Is the material scratchy on your face? Is it too soft? Does it smell funny? How about the air around you when you're laying in your bed tonight? What are you smelling in the air? What do you see? Do you see something on the wall? Do you see something out the window? What do you hear? Do you hear traffic noises? Do you hear bird noises? Is a car alarm going off? Is somebody yelling out the window? What do you hear? What do you smell? Do you smell apples? Apples? Do you smell a plug-in? My husband loves these things that automatically squirt. It irritates me, because all of a sudden you hear this at night, right? So imagine if you are an autistic kid, ADHD, a hyperactivity disorder, attention deficit hyperactivity disorder. Every little noise. Did you hear that? Did you hear that? Did you hear that? Preventing him from going to sleep. If you're sensory averse, all of those things that I just told you is going to bother him. All of the noises, all of the sounds, all of the smells. And now you're asking me to travel with my son? But I'm going to tell you that there is help. And this is why I wrote the first resource that I'm going to share with you. And that was my book, Travel is Possible. Well, let me get in the picture. And there's my two kids, if you can see them. And I did different colored luggage. Why I did that is because now my son, who was 15 in the picture, is now 16. But I did it in their favorite colors. Oops, wait, hold on. I did it in their favorite colors. I'll tell you why. Because when we're walking through the airport, one, it's easy for me to know what color luggage it is and who's missing their luggage, right? But two, I'm trying to have Jacob pack his own now. So he has ownership because he knows, hey, I got my own luggage now. I'm not an adult. Okay, well, we all know he's not an adult, right? But he feels kind of like that because he has his own luggage. And little Noah Bean, I call him a bean. He's so tiny, not so much anymore. He's almost my height, but he has his own color luggage. It's his favorite color, yellow, I think, because it was the first color he almost could say as he was learning to speak was yellow. He came home with his B. And it had these pipe cleaners like this kind of out. And it was so adorable. So by buying their own luggage, one, it helps you as a parent, caregiver, to know whose luggage is hanging out while you're trying to get on the plane or on the cruise ship or in the resort. And two, it gives them some ownership of having them pack their own. But why I wrote this book, it goes through every modality for you of travel. It has a resort. It has cruise ships. It has not day trips, but hotels. And in there also gives you tips and tricks. So I'm just going to share one from the book. It's a social story. I absolutely love this trip, this social story. We learned about it when we were in the military and we were moving. So it would have this new school in there. It would have the new house, what to expect at the house. It would have the neighborhood or maybe the city that we were going to move in. So it was so helpful for our eldest because we didn't have the youngest yet. It helped him get more comfortable because he would tell us, I don't know the bus driver's name. I don't know my new school. What is it going to be like? Am I going to like the school? Are they going to have friendly kids? What's the name of the town? All of these questions. He has anxiety. He doesn't know what to expect. So having that social story helped him ease some of his anxiety. I mean, he still had it, but at least it helped him and it read just like a story and we could fill in some of those questions. So you use this now for travel. Who's going with you? What items could I pack? Could I pack my teddy bear? Could I pack a book? And you can fill those. There's lines in there so you can fill it in yourself. So I love that about it because you can just fill that in and then you can read it. Now, depending on your child, your teen, the adult that's living with you, that you're a caregiver for, or maybe even for yourself, you can fill that in. So you know what to expect and how early you should read that to your child. For our little one, we can't tell them more than a day before. For Jacob, we can tell him maybe a week before they start getting anxious. For Noah, he doesn't understand time. So he'll think it's that day every day. So we can't do that for him, but we can paint the picture for him as soon as we tell him what he gets to take, what he wants to take. Now we got to limit the toys, but Jacob, his crutch is books. He wants to take a couple of books that he keeps on his nightstand always, and they always go with us. So also know that your comfort item is not always a stuffed animal. Noah didn't grow up with stuffed animals. He didn't really grow up with toys in the orphanage. He didn't have those. So it looked a little bit different. The first time we tried to give him a stuffed animal, he screamed. So if you're caregivers to your nephews, nieces, grandchildren, or you're just getting them maybe from the foster care, understand that it may not be a stuffed animal. It might be something else like a Matchbox car, or in our case, books. All right, so that's the first resource I want to tell you about is my book, Travel is Possible. And I'm not trying to sell you. It's $8 on Amazon, really. But that's a resource, and that social story really is key. Now, things really change after our first couple trips. Another vacation resource that I offer for free is my blog. Like I said, I write blogs every week, but the last one of every month is dedicated to the neurodivergent. So I have travel tips, I have day trips, I have luggage trips, I have tips, sorry. I have all sorts of resources there. Now, this entire month, because it is Autism Awareness Month, this entire month is going to be dedicated for the neurodivergent, including today. So I really want you to be able to go there. Day trips, longer trips. So where you're going to find my blogs again is I am Jennifer Bro, and you can see how to spell my name.com. And there's a little tab at the top that says blogs. And you can go back all the way to when I started writing them, which was July of 2023. So you'll go there. The last resource that I want to provide for you is called Bridging the Gap. Let me get a little drink here. Now, why is it called Bridging the Gap? So many of you know me, some of you don't, but I'm going to tell you that I absolutely love music. I have loved it since I can remember myself on my big wheel. I think I was four on my big wheel, and music was coming out the house, and I was trying to race my brother. So I have been surrounded by music my whole life. I took dancing. I was in the band. I took piano. I mean, I'm surrounded by music, drill team, all of that. So I absolutely love music. So there was this song called Bridging the Gap by Nas. He's a rapper, but his dad played the trumpet. He was in a band. And so he paired up with his dad to bring the song. So his dad kind of played like the background and stuff. And he sang a little bit on it. So he sang and Nas rapped. And it was bridging the gap between the old school and the new school, bridging the gap. And so that's what I wanted to do, was bridge the gap. I wanted to bring a community together. I wanted to provide information so that if you had a gap in knowledge, you would have some information and you would leave more informed than you did before. So last year, my first one, we had different therapists that sat on a panel. We had different school choices that sat on a panel. And then we had an individualized education plan, an IEP advocate that was a keynote, along with myself. I was a keynote about how travel is possible for everyone. So that was in person last year, but this year, what I want to do is be able to reach more people. So in order to do that, it's going to be online this year, and I'm really excited about it. So this year we'll have an IEP advocate again, because again, I want to be able to reach more people. And I really love this lady. It's Dr. Brandy Tanner, and she's absolutely fabulous. She has a newsletter. She does information sessions. She gives presentations. She gives it from the heart. And I just adore her so much. And so if you come, it's April 20th from 2 to 4. Again, it's online. And with that, you're going to get a free ebook. So again, it's another resource that I really want to give you. So it's ultimate top 10 travel tips for the neurodivergent families. And inside, I'm going to have a packing list. So I love that I can gift that for free to everybody. And the conference is free too. So you just have to show up. And I'm really excited about it. I really have this calling on my heart to try to help as many people as possible. So I want to reach more people. I want to do more good for the community, do more things. And so mark your calendars for April 20th at 2 p.m. And when you sign up, you'll be given the digital ebook. So I love it. So as we embark on this journey together, just know you're not alone. There's a lot of people out there that serve as a community. If you're watching this locally, there's several Facebook groups that you can join. If you're watching this on replay and you're not from around here, look for your community resources. I know there's even several nonprofits that help. I love the one that's called Experienced Autism Alliance. They gift they gift grants. They've helped adaptive bicycles. I love that about them. So they're having an event coming up this summer. So in your area, look for those. I encourage you to do that because a community really helps when you need that, so you don't feel so alone. And that's why I started this too. I just didn't want people to feel alone. I want to lift you up. So we're making it a journey on inclusion together, and I'm with you. I have your back. I'm here to lift you up. I'm here wherever you need. I'm your travel bestie. So let's just review the events coming up. Again, April 20th, Eventbrite is out. Eventbrite link is out. My new ebook launch will be on April 20th as well. Late spring, May, June time frame, I'll have a new book, Everyone Deserves to Travel. Can't wait about that. And I'm working on a book tour and speaking opportunities. So just if you're interested, if you knew an organization that could use a speaker, just reach out to me at hello@IamJenniferBro.com. So again, just make sure you join me on my socials, both on Facebook. Oh, I forgot Pinterest. I do have a Pinterest board. So if you're into dreaming about Bali, New York City, and so much more, I'm on Pinterest too. Don't forget Instagram. And again, at JB Travel Pros, both on Facebook and Instagram as well. Now, make sure you subscribe to my email list. I'd love for you to stay in contact. I'm in contact. So just go to IamJenniferBro.com, sign up for my mailing list, and we have newsletters, the ebooks, and so much more. Now, for all of you, I know it might be getting late, or maybe it's a little early for you. Maybe you're night owls, but I just want to say thank you so much for not giving up on me tonight, for hanging in there for my very first, well, I guess it's my second live, but my first live, doing it by myself. I took the training wheels off tonight, and I so appreciate all of you. I truly do. And together we can make this world a great and wonderful place. I really appreciate you. So that's our time for today. It's Jennifer Bro, your luxury travel guru and your travel bestie, signing off for now, wishing you the best of days you've ever had.